Well, how are we doing this Friday night? I'm sitting in the green room, sipping on some coffee and my German beer stein that I got from my wife's grandmother a few months ago. Only bad thing is there's a chip in the glass right there, so I don't want to sip on that side. I want the nice smooth side. I need to find me some kind of a filler putty or something to stick on there, because where it's chipped off, it pieces stoneware and it just aggravates the piss out of me. Now, at some point of this video, I understand that I'm probably going to piss off a few people. Well, not really piss off, but kind of make you uncomfortable, which is my plan. Now, earlier this morning, I got up, took a kid at the bus stop, came back home, standing around the front porch. It was foggy and misty and light rain. It was nice. It was beautiful. I started to get a picture of it to use for my cover screen for this video, and I was like, everybody's already seen fog and mist and everything else. Screw it, I'll just find something else to put up. But I had looked across the yard using, I'm not for sure if y'all know what CAD is, but CAD is computer aided drafting. And in my mind, I visualize like a grid pattern, a box grid pattern kind of across the yard kind of thing, and mentally visualizing like raised beds and box containers and stuff like that. And I pretty much have an idea how I'm going to do my side yard and the front yard, side yard, however you want to call it. And I pretty much in my mind, I got it laid out. Because I was outside sitting on the front porch for every bit of an hour or so. They're just kind of standing there looking around, kind of thinking and everything else, and got a lot of stuff laid out, which now, since it's in my head, I got to put it on a piece of paper. And then once I get on a piece of paper, I'll go back outside again and I'll look at the yard, look at the piece of paper, and think about this really good, so that way I'm not just like gonna put it out there and be like, no, I need to change this, or I need to move this, and because I want to make sure once I put it out there, it's not going to be moved or touched. So that's one of the things I gotta look at. I did start on my last container of hot sauce, which in some ways I'm kind of sad, but in a lot of ways I'm kind of glad. That's one less thing I have to have around the house, and I can, as soon as I get it processed and bottled and everything else, then it's one less thing I have to worry about, and to me it'll be fine. Then I gotta finish up sometime tomorrow. I gotta go out and get at least a couple of small items, nothing major. Oh, let's see. I'm still on the hunt for federal crimped 22 birdshot shells. I found a couple places that has them online, but man, they're crazy ass priced. And I need to go to Bardstown, which is the next county over in Nelson County. There's a place over there called Kentucky Gun, and they usually would have it. But I'm afraid, because usually when I go over there, it's like you gotta walk in the door with a bottle of Vaseline, because you're greasing yourself up as you're walking through the door, because they're gonna fuck you pretty hard. Not as hard as you would be buying it offline and having it shipped to you, but it's gonna be kind of close. But I could check down the road at Sportsman's Rod and Gun. I need to call them, see what they have powder-wise, because I'm needing some FFG and some FFFG black powder. And the last place I got some from, which is down the road, their stuff was either really, really old, or they had mixed it with something else, and it didn't perform the way it should have, which I was really, I got it for a decent price. and that should have thrown a flag when I got it for a decent price compared to everybody else. But I wasn't thinking at the time. I was just happy I found some, and it was at a decent price. And yeah, I won't go there anymore. I won't even say their name because I don't want to give them any free advertisement amongst my community. Um, well, let's see. I've knocked out those things. The only thing left I have to talk about, which I know is going to make some of y'all butt hurt, some of y'all kind of mad or upset, and that's Wounded Warrior. And I've talked about it once before, and I don't think the video is up anymore. I might have taken it down, hell, who knows. But I do know that I saw their video tonight, and it just totally pissed me off. Oh my God, it pissed me off. In actuality, I'm not for sure if some of y'all are even old enough to remember some of these commercials. A long time ago in the early 80s, they had these little feed the children commercials. And it showed these little starving pygmy kids in Africa. And they were like having their stomach stuck out from being starving and like being bloated type thing. And for 25 cents a day, you could feed a family of 5 or a family of 6 and blah, 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 blah. And, that was like their little slogan thing. And feed the children, that's what it's called. And yeah, they got shut down and stuff like that because evidently they weren't feeding the children. They were just raking all kinds of money because all these poor liberal heartbroken people were sending them all kinds of money because we got to feed all these starving kids. You can't even feed the kids in your own family, and plus you can't even feed the kids in the United States, but let's ship all kinds of money to this organization that's going to feed all these starving kids across the world. But, it is what it is. And it's just like the rest of these jackasses that are sending $19 a month to Wounded Warrior. They're doing the same thing, except for they are helping a very select few people. And because I've known about 5 or 6 different combat veterans that have multiple issues that have contacted Wounded Warrior, and they basically laughed at him and hung up on him, or they laughed at him and said, "No, we can't help you. Go to your local VA." Yeah. So. But my problem of them is since they're not asking for $20 a month like they used to be, because eventually there's a clause system in donation form. That's why they're asking for 19, because when they're asking for $20 a month, basically the IRS stepped in, audited their ass for every year they were charging. Every year they were asking for people for $20 a month. Yeah, basically the IRS stepped in and they audited their ass for every year of that. So that's why a lot of these commercials, whether it be a good charitable thing or a shitty one like Wounded Warrior, that's why they're asking for $19 a month, because it falls under a different form of a charitable level of money form. And since they're asking for $19 a month, technically by law, the only thing they have to do is spend 10 cents on the dollar for all the money they get. And they get to pick and choose who they want to help. They don't help everybody like they say they do. They pick and choose who they want to help. And they don't have to give but only so much money to help a certain person, and then everything else is free and clear. And yeah, and I've been on Facebook when I've busted their asses. I've had people send me dirty messages, and I mean just things I probably could say it on here, but it'd be like the lowest form of white trash and sailor mixed together type talk. And yeah, it just wouldn't fare very well. I mean, I cuss on here, don't get me wrong, but some of the stuff I was called, it'd be like blank, 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 beep, 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 beep. It's just one thing after another. But yeah, I mean, it just, every time I see that commercial, I keep thinking, well, if Mr. Atkins can be their advocate, that they're paying him so many hundreds of thousands of dollars to be their spokesperson, why do they have to pay so many hundreds of thousands for him to be on the commercial to get everybody else to donate? Why don't he just say, okay, I've made all these millions of dollars, instead of you paying me, how about I just write you a check and, there you go. And that's what kills me. There's all these big celebrities on these commercials, and well, not all of them, but a good majority of them. And but they're asking people to send in money. Well, why don't you just write a big ass check and boom, there you go. You ain't got to worry about it. No, because that's my money. I don't want to give it up. So we're gonna make a commercial, put it on TV, so all these stupid, I hate to use the word stupid, but stupid people will see the commercial and have that little string on your heart getting tugged a little bit, and I'll send you some money. Why? But it is what it is. What was that thing I was told? Stupid is as stupid does. Yeah, there you go. So that's basically all I got to say on that. And I know some of y'all are going to be, oh, you're an asshole, you're a prick, you're this, you're that. Well, I don't care, because it's not going to affect me what you think of me. Just like I'm not going to affect Wounded Warrior for what I think of them. But I am going to say my 2 cents worth, and it is what it is. But what are you going to do? Nothing. And I hope to God you don't send $19 a month to any of these assholes that are saying, hey, for your donation we'll send you a blanket. Wow, you can go to Dollar General store and buy a throw for $6 and save your $20 a month. And I know, that's not very Christian-like. This time of year you're supposed to be more giving than needing. Well, these commercials are 24/7, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 365 days a year non-stop. But, it is what it is. I've given money occasionally to 2 foundations. One is Crusade for Children, and that is a thing that goes on. I'm not for sure if it's anywhere else besides Kentucky, but I do know Kentucky it's a big thing. And it's kind of like St. Jude, and it's kind of like, what's the other one for the children? Not St. Jude, there's another one. But anyway, Crusade, what they do is basically all the fire departments get together across my state, and they set up checkpoints, not really roadblock, but they set up with their trucks on the side of the roads, and they stand in traffic, and they gather all this money up, and they have a deadline, and they come, I think it's Lexington or Louisville, I don't remember, but they go to one of the cities, and all the fire departments get together, and they calculate how much money they've gathered, and they dump it in this one great big pot. And basically, whenever a child, a kid, a teenager has medical bills that exceed the family's costs, or that even if the family cannot pay for it, the Crusade for Children steps in and they cover it. And it's like no questions asked. And that is one of the ones that even when I was on the fire department, I put money in the bucket. And the other one was an overseas charity. It was called the Wish a Rainbow, or Rainbow Wish. It was Rainbow something, I can't remember what it was. But one of the people a long time ago that was making all these crazy ass videos, I followed him. I have him on here still, I'm pretty sure. He was doing something similar to that, but it was overseas. and I had collected some money up and basically wired it to him from, like, I put it in my account and then wired it from my account to his PayPal account, and everything was said and done, lock, stock, and barrel, there it was. And of course it wasn't a whole bunch of money, but it was something. And I didn't do it for fame and recognition. I just did it because what he was doing was the same thing that what the Crusade for Children was doing here. And of course he had people from all over the globe donate money and everything else. And I just figured, what the hell, if I could do it and gather some money up and do the same thing, and there we go. But I'm not here for recognition. I'm not here for fame. I'm not here for praise. I just did it because I felt like I needed to do it. Now, some of y'all are probably thinking the same thing. Well, I donate to Wounded Warriors because I feel I need to do it. No, you don't. You don't. Because the only thing they're doing is they're taking your money, making you feel bad. Well, then the next person making you feel bad, then they're taking your money and they send you a blanket. Really? And the blanket's made in China. So, really, you're getting screwed twice, and you get a shitty item. Because in the back of your head, oh, I'm supporting somebody. No, you're not. You're supporting a lying foundation that's taking your money and not doing with it what they said they're supposed to be doing with it. What are you going to do? But it is what it is. But I guess I need to shut my ass up and turn this little puppy off. Go in there and download it, put it on YouTube. Because here in a little bit, I need to get my ass on World of Warcraft and start kicking some Lions' ass. Yes, I play World of Warcraft. I've been playing World of Warcraft since about 2004? 2005, somewhere around there. Somewhere in that ballpark. I've met all kinds of people in World of Warcraft. And that's where some of the people that I've been sending my stuff to. Like the people in Missouri. I play World of Warcraft with them. Person over in Nevada, I play World of Warcraft with them. Now, the person in California is from Facebook. The person from Brownsville, Texas is from Facebook. The person up in Maine is from Facebook. The person in North Dakota is from Facebook. The person down in Texas is from Facebook. But yeah, not everybody's World of Warcraft, but some people are. And there's other people. I take it back. There's a guy from Pennsylvania from World of Warcraft that I sent him some stuff, which he's asking for some stuff that I need to be working on, but I just haven't got to it yet. I got a few other things I got to do. Plus, I got a bunch of candles to make. I'm gonna make a bunch of candles for Christmas, and I'm just gonna different size ones. I'm gonna give those away. And then, there's a few other things I gotta, like some hot sauce bottles. So that's why I gotta make my hot sauce, so I can take a couple bottles of them and ship them off to different people for Christmas as well. I gotta send Dan some hot sauce along with some chili powder. There's just small things. And I should have everything shipped out before the 12th of this month, so therefore that way everybody will get it right at or before Christmas, and everybody be happy, and it is what it is. Only bad thing about drinking of a big ass thing like this, once your drink's towards the very bottom, you have to be careful how you tip it, because not it runs down your chin, across your shirt, and everything else. I about need a refill anyway, because I got maybe 3 good gulps or 3 good sips left. But of course I know. Here's my German beer stein that came from my wife's grandmother. This stein set in her, I don't know what you'd call it, the stairwell going from the upstairs to the basement. And she had got this some years ago when she went back to Germany, because she's a German-born citizen, and she still gets her monthly payment from Germany, because she had her first 2 kids in Germany after she had got married. They were living there before they got stationed back to the U.S. So yeah, since she got married in Germany, had kids in Germany, being a German natural-born citizen, German, I'm not sure, I would say a law, but it's some kind of a German lawish kind of rule that mothers get, so much money, and she's been getting this since like 1950. Well, no, I'll take it back. Yeah, probably about 1950-ish. Maybe not even, yeah, 1950. So, yeah. And she's 90-something years old and still getting a check from Germany. On top of that, she's getting a check from Social Security. So she's getting like double checks, which is kind of nice because, yeah, she's just that kind of person. But anyway, I'm going to shut up and turn this puppy off, and I will see you all soon.